Yo, it's your boy Dino, man, back in this thing with some more free game. Black stay-at-home fathers stand up. Bow. So check this out, man. I wanted to hop in here and put y'all on how to create a legacy, like build a legacy in a world full of fake shit. Like how do you keep it real? Like where do you start? Where do you find truth? What's truth? In my opinion, I believe is worth more than 2 cents. Everyone said their opinion is only worth 2 cents. I don't say that shit. I don't devalue my opinion. I value my opinion. And mine is worth way more than 2 cents. Like this. My name is Dino Spumoni Beatz, man. Me and my business partner, we started a company called legacytech. Hashtag Black Stay-at-Home Fathers. A wealth of knowledge and wisdom for all ages based off of real life experience. Talent, like what is talent? So pretty much during the pandemic, people's mind, like how they process things, changed. I noticed that immediately based off of how I talked to people and how they responded to me. Me being an artilleryman, I pay attention to people slightly different because of, what you learn from war. And you can go watch all my other videos. I get into that in my other videos. But war heightens your perspective and your perception on things, especially when you did your job and took it serious. So when you come back to reality, which is a civilian world, you see you're hypersensitive to enemy operations. When someone treats you a certain way, you're very sensitive to how they move. Most aren't. It's a skill. So that leads me to reality. When you have something like social media and you have observers like someone like me and my partner, my homeboy, we grew up together. His family, it's a long story, but pretty much we all knew each other growing up. Like my grandma raised him and I, and then I went to high school with his old lady. It's a long story, but close circle. Keep your circle close when you create wealth. But that's in the other video too. I digress. Starting a business in a room full of fake shit, in an era full of fake shit, you keep it real and have receipts. You approach things from a metaphysical perspective where the only comparison is truth and true. It leaves no room for euphemisms and ambiguity. You know what I'm saying? Ambiguity doesn't exist in that truth. In that. Otherwise, it's a lie. It's false. And I'm going to give you an example. Is there a building there from an artillery perspective? Is there a building there? Yes or no? Yes. If I shoot this bullet, will it hit the building? Yes. If I shoot this bullet and it lands in this spot, how much damage will the building sustain? This much damage. Will there be any casualties? No. So I can minimize damage if I do this. Yes. Is it okay for me to shoot it and minimize this? It's a risk. People don't take risks like they should. You know what I'm saying? They don't know how far they can go, so they will lie. They will lie about small shit. They don't know how far the risk, like they don't know, most people don't know how far that lie goes. Even like the magnitude of it, they don't get it. But to an artilleryman, it's no such thing as a magnitude of a lie. It is what it is. So if you don't know and there's a human being on the other side, you can't say, oh, I think it's a human there, or I think it's a building there. You know what I'm saying? It gives you perspective. So that's where the value lies when you watching fake shit, when you are observing fake shit, after a while, you'll be able to see through the bullshit, depending on how you were trained, and if you can look at things from a metaphysical perspective. You'll be able to identify the patterns in the vocabulary. You'll identify the patterns in the eye movement. You know what I'm saying? The tone of voice. If they are who they say they are, there's certain questions that you can ask, and it will prove they are who they say they are. You know what I'm saying? It should be no issue to do something. You know what I'm saying? If they choose not to do something, the reasoning should support the response. Privacy, you know what I'm saying? It has to support. Not with euphemisms, again, jargon. No, it has to be like life or death reasons why they can't say it. Other than that, especially when it has to do with material. If you can do this service for someone, prove it. If the person says they really need this service, prove it by paying, by serving. You know what I'm saying? Do it for free, do it for pay, do it however you decide to do it, be it. That's how you create a business in this era of abundance from an artillery man's perspective. I had to create this video because, again, I'm starting to realize a lot of people don't see and interact with people on a truthful measure like that. You realize wealth once you look at things somewhat from that lens, and then time starts to move different because you pay attention to what's important and break away from what's not. You devalue stuff that's not important and place emphasis and shift the focus on what is important, or you know what I'm saying, vice versa. You have to stop and think about shit. Like, you literally have people out here that believe they can't do something, but they raise the price of toilet paper out of nowhere, and all of a sudden supply and demand went up for paper. You have to think, like, wait a minute, that's where we at? Like, that's where we're at. Okay, I have to go be a superhero. You know what I'm saying? At some point, you gotta stand on business and be like, I'm not going this direction no more. I'm gonna go this direction because these people crazy. Like, like, you gotta realize, like, oh wait, it's not me. Oh wait, it is me. I am the one that's trying to save the world and stuff like that. Like, oh wait, you have to dig inside your own mind and go look up stupidity. I did a video on it. Like, what is stupidity? What are the kinds? You gotta know. You gotta know who you're dealing with out here. But like, follow, share, subscribe, man. I'm trying to get my channel out there in the world so more people are aware of this kind of knowledge, because it's very valuable. I promise you it is. Like, you can be how you are. People are going to critique anyway. In the era of abundance, people have no other choice because they're not thinking of, like, most aren't thinking about anything other than what someone else is doing, how they do it, how they talk, what they look like, what they said about. It's hard to look inside yourself and be like, am I happy? How am I making myself happy right now? You know what I'm saying? How am I generating $78 million sitting right here? How many people are out there, you know, that are sitting down thinking about how to generate 100 million every second? Think about shit. It's your boy Dino, man. Like, follow, share, sub. That's the CTA of this thing. Peace.